Good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Mystery. Tonight I'll talk about a village that is rumored to be haunted and cursed, and I'll tell you why you should stay away from it. Without further ado, let's start this video. Ah, yes, the beautiful German village that is conveniently located between Munich and the border to Austria, inhabited by a little more than 3,000 people, and me, and farm animals. So much nature and other things. Other things, you might ask. The answer is yes. But let's start when this creepy nest was created. The Augustinian Canons Monastery was founded in 1038 by Abbot Udal Schalk, together with his Tegernsee monks. Together they made Provost Dietram the head of this creative group. The prophesied Petrus Offner from Beuerberg and Dietram II from Weilheim have been given the chance to renovate the monastery into a Baroque gem in the early half of the 1800s. In 1818, the village became an official village because of the community edict. So far, so good. Just a little historic nest, no biggie, right? No, half of the monastery burned down in the year 1626. The family von Schilcher bought half of the monastery and it had been fully restored. But after this devastating fire, no one could find a reason on why half of the monastery was destroyed. Maybe it was an accident, maybe not. Today, the monastery is home to a few nuns that still live there today. The monastery also contains a kindergarten and a free middle school, which brings me to the next topic. Not only did I grow up in that village, no, it gets worse. I visited the strict school across the street of the monastery, and while my mom was working, I was in daycare, got my lunch there, and did my homework usually. But one day, I was a very curious one at that age, 9 to be specific. I wandered off deeper into the monastery. I barely remember what I saw, but it wasn't human. It looked like a mutilated deer on its hind legs while wearing a nun costume. I'm sorry. Ever since growing up in that village, I heard strange noises, saw things that shouldn't be there or exist in anyway. And you can call me crazy now, but even by the lake I saw strange humanoid figures. But it all turned darker one night. I was visiting a friend in the village down the road, which also is part of the village I live in. I was walking down the street and saw an old-fashioned innkeeper and his waitress walking away from me, both dressed in that 1600s fashion. Then it dawned on me. The plague in 1616 that killed an entire village apart from the innkeeper and his waitress. Spooky. Ever since the plague in 1616, the fire in 1926, a lot of strange things have happened. The dead bodies they found in the moor, the numbers of sudden death shot up. One of these more bodies is called Die Frau von Peiting, which was found in 1952 and is being shown on display at a museum in southern Bavaria. The most recent death is a suicide. It happened one night. I was actually living in this village already because I moved away from it a few years ago. Then I moved back in 2020, and just a few weeks ago we had a strange suicide. I was sleeping in my bed, not not really caring about anything actually. Then the sirens went off, the air raid sirens. They still used to call in the firefighters. So I thought, oh, maybe a car crash, maybe a burning house. No, it was a burning corpse by the lake in the middle of the night. Hi! Welcome home. Okay, this is getting weird. So anyway, I pretty much went to the bakery the next day, wanted to buy myself a loaf of bread and a few teenagers. I think one of them actually was a firefight involved in this case. He said, oh, yeah, we don't have any information on that given out to the newspaper reporters because it's suicide. And due to the fact that this person has no living or breathing people around that could probably want this to end up in the newspaper, if you catch my drift, yeah, that name is just gonna be forgotten. Alright, so we have an unnamed burned corpse in a village that is very creepy and very old. Not to mention the old graveyard they have recently restored. Oh yeah, that was fun. So I think they shot a movie around this area, and for this specific movie, they... Oh wow, a tractor! So for this specific movie, they pretty much cleaned off all the tombstones and really went in and cleaned it all up, and imagine a creepy old graveyard but shiny and squeaky clean. Yeah, that's impossible to imagine, but that's what I saw. Anyway, if you walk around that graveyard, you would notice many people died very young in the most random circumstances you could imagine. One boy got hit by a falling tree. Another one died because he fell underneath a horse carriage and got run over in the 1800s. Okay, nice. And then people ask me, why have I not been trampled to death by my own horse? Miracle. Anyway, personally, I think the strange suicides all started in 2020, September of 2020 to be specific, because one of my former classmates from the strict Catholic school I went to, apparently he just got his driver's license and bought a huge motorcycle, a really, really powerful one. Can't recommend. Anyway, he drove down a lane, a huge truck came up and he just slingshotted right into the back. He was dead. Yeah, he was dead. There's not much to say about it. I'm really sorry for his family, and I do feel sad about it because I knew that guy myself. I knew him personally. I went to school with him for 8 years. 8 years, yeah. That makes it just way worse. So we've had multiple strange suicides, including my former classmate, the burned corpse. I'm not really sure that's something you would want to know, but every time someone asks me, hey, you live in a nice village, I want to live there too, can you recommend any specific road or part of the village where I shall live? And I say, stay the hell out of this village. Every damn time. It's also kind of funny because in 2016 I moved all the way up to Cologne in Germany with my mom, and in 2020 we moved back to this specific village. And one of my friends who lived in another village further away from this village also came back in the same year. It's almost like you could never actually leave this village without coming back. At some point, it's like you're being forced to come back. And there's nothing you can do. Which makes it even more creepy. My friends and I already... we often sit outside and wonder, who's next? Who's the next to die? I know I shouldn't probably make jokes about that, but that's my way of coping. I make crude jokes and hope I won't get smacked. Welcome to the internet. Anyway, this was today's very chaotic video, but don't worry, this case is far from solved. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to not miss out on new videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay creepy.